All right, today we're going to do another video on the BIC championships. So I made videos about the qualifying sessions earlier this week. And the deal was it's a series of 12 board best hand robot individual tournaments where you had to average at least 55%. I managed to do that. I had to play 11 tournaments actually so that I got my average up to 55%. And then today and tomorrow, there are 6 final events. I think they're each 12 boards, and the deal is you get to keep your 4 best scores. So we're going to make a video today about qualifying session, or not qualifying session, final session number 1. So actually it took me a while to find this. Go to the BBO page and then hit, where did it go? ACBL World? Is it in here? No. It was not at all easy to find this. Robot World? No. What if we go to competitive? All tournaments? There we are. Okay, so we're going to play BIC Finals 1. And it does look like it's 12 boards long, so that's a good length for a video. And today we're going to be going a little slower than some of the other videos I've made, so we're really going to talk about stuff. All right, hand 1. We are third to act, and we have a flat 12. And what we know about this hand is that there's not a game for either side because no one at the table will have more points than you do, and I have a flat 12 and a partner who couldn't open. So basically the goal on this deal is to go plus, and I don't think I see a reason to deviate from just opening a club here. Somebody could maybe convince me otherwise, but we are going to open this hand. Almost surely if we passed, it would go pass on our left, and I don't want to just take a raw score of 0 here. I want to try for a plus. It's also possible, like since we're playing 6 of these, we get to keep our 4 best scores. My goal is to win this thing, and we may take some shots at getting very high scores, because the goal isn't to just do above average here. We're really going to try for a winning score, and since you get to eliminate your 2 worst scores, right there, there's some sense that like you have a mulligan on 2 of these. Anyway, that might come into play later. We'll see. I'm not going to do anything crazy, but if the opportunity comes up to maybe take a risk, I'll certainly be open to that. And partner bids a heart. That's great. It's our 4-card suit. Question is, should we just pass partner right now, or should we raise to 2 hearts? And I think the answer is we should just go ahead and raise to 2 hearts. I don't think there's any chance that if it goes pass by me, that the bot is going to pass on my left. And 2 hearts ought to be safe. And as I'm talking, like I'm sort of talking myself out of bidding 2 hearts here. Now we're going to go ahead and do it. Partner hangs us with 4 hearts. So it looks like we have a chance to take a shot on board 1, perhaps. Not entirely sure why partner buried us in 4 hearts here, but here we are. Let's count some tricks. If there's a miracle in the club suit, we could possibly take 3 tricks there. It's not even going to take that much of a miracle. If we find the king or the jack with West, we can rough a club in the south hand, provided that the trumps are 3-2. What's that get us up to? 7 tricks. The ace of spades is 8. I don't like the chances of the spade finesse working here. East probably didn't lead away from the king of spades. There are 11 points in the north hand, 12 points in the south hand, which means the opponents have 17, and they can't be distributed any more wildly than 12 and 5. What happens if we tried to lead a diamond to the 9? Does that do us any good? No, we still have to lose a club. Oh, this is all just bad. Spade hook doesn't even really do us that much good. Let's think in terms of losers. What if I were to lose 2 diamonds and a club? do that. If the clubs were 3-3, I wouldn't need to rough one. All right, and I'm not sure that what I want to do, so it's probably an indication that we don't want to be leading trump anytime soon. So I think the plan here is win the ace of spades and lead a diamond to the 9. And see what that gets us. Gonna have to tackle the diamond suit for 2 losers and the club suit for 1 loser. So while we're out here, we're gonna lead a diamond to the 9. And that basically plays west for the jack of diamonds. The alternative play in the suit is to lead a diamond to the queen, but that would be playing west for 2 cards instead of 1. And the other thing is we think that it's pretty much a sure thing that west has the king of spades. If he also had the ace king of diamonds, like we're getting up to close to 12 points. So that's another indication that probably the right play in the diamond suit is low to the 9. And that's good. It locates the jack of diamonds for us. And they rough it, and now we are going to be down 1 almost surely. Okay, we'll go ahead and play the queen just to locate this. And now we need to get going on the club suit. Now East might give him a club rough. Oh, this is all bad. Not off to a great start here. So we rough that, and we can claim because the opponents only have 3 trump left. We're going to draw them ending in the north hand, and the 10 of clubs is good. And if we torture ourselves with the double dummy here, looks like on a spade lead we were always down 1. Okay, didn't have to suffer the diamond rough as it turns out. All right, well, that's disappointing to get off to a crummy start on board 1, but we'll see what we can do with board 2. We have 14 balanced. I'm going to go ahead and open this hand a diamond. I think that there's some argument for opening a no trump based on tactical considerations. I think you're supposed to loosen up your no trump openings. One reason I'm not doing it here is because I have 2 4-card majors, and I'm worried that if I open a no trump, it might very easily go pass, 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 and we miss a major, like when partner has something like 7 or 8 points or fewer and can't cough up a Stamen bid. So we're going to go ahead and open a diamond. And this is the only time ever that you open a 3-card diamond suit, that when you are specifically 4-4 in the majors, 3 diamonds, 2 clubs. People in general have too much paranoia about club and diamond openings, potentially being short suits. I'm not exactly sure why people worry about it so much, but might provide some comfort to know that this is actually the only time you ever open a 3-card diamond suit, is this specific shape. And they overcall 2 clubs on my left. I have an easy takeout double. Partner bids 2 spades. We are thrilled with this, and we're going to play a spade part score. All right, there's 9 in the north hand. I had 14, I think we counted earlier. Yep, which leaves the opponents with 17, and East has to have at least 3 of those points. So that's what we know about the opponent's hands. Just looking at this club suit in isolation, forget about the fact that West overcalled 2 clubs. He probably has the ace and the queen. But if you are looking at a situation like this where you have the jack in declare's hand and the king in the dummy, and they lead the suit against a trump contract, particularly like a part score like this, they're not going to be doing anything fancy. West has the ace. Okay, so your only chance to pick up a trick in this suit on the first 2 rounds is to duck from the dummy and hope that East is led away from the queen. He's never going to be leading away from the ace here. All right, so our trick counting. We have 3 hearts, we have 1 club, and we have 0 or 1 diamond. And we don't need to rough anything in the south hand, which makes it a pull trump hand. There is no rush to do anything as far as like we don't have to worry about entries. We're going to pitch 1 diamond on the 3rd round of hearts and eventually lead a diamond to the king probably. Okay, so that's pretty simple hand here. And we probably ought to think about dropping the jack at trick 1 actually, because that's the card that everybody knows we hold, right? And it's no good for trick taking purposes. Like I could have dropped the jack at trick 1, then followed with my small card, and it would be the same thing. I'll go ahead and make up for lost time at trick 2 and play the jack. All right, so he roughs with the king of spades. That's a card he was going to win anyway. Makes sense to pitch a diamond, I believe. And we have no play but to go up with the king. It's not going to work, but, you know, we are missing 10-3 of spades. And we can just claim at this point, right? There's 1 more trump left. We can draw it, rough the 8 of diamonds. We could pitch the 8 of diamonds on a 3rd round of hearts. Everything is just, we have the rest of the tricks. Go ahead and claim here and save your energy for the next board. Just go plus 110. That, I mean, the defense took all their tricks in a pretty obvious contract, but we get a plus score. I hate the first result. I don't mind result number 2. One thing to keep in mind, I guess, is we're going to have to beat out a field of like 400 players here, I think. And like, to be frank about it, we're going to need the bots to do some stupid things against us. Like, we're going to need to get lucky to beat 400 other players. So I guess in some sense, anytime you play a board like that, they take their tricks and they don't do anything completely stupid. It's a little bit of like, you know, time running off the clock just because you've lost an opportunity for them to do something stupid. So, all right, we have 13 points. We have an, excuse me, an 8-card club suit. So I don't see any reason we wouldn't open a club. I guess we could do something like open 5 clubs or 4 clubs at this vulnerability. I wonder what a 3-no opening is. No. Some people play that a 3-no trump opening bid shows this hand with a solid minor and no outside aces or kings, but it doesn't look like that's part of bot standard. So we're just going to be boring and open a club here. And it goes a spade overcall on my left. Partner makes a negative double. The negative double always emphasizes unbid majors. So it's for sure that partner has something, you know, 7+ points and 4+ hearts. He definitely has 4+ hearts and enough to play at the 2 level opposite my opening bid. And East bids 2 diamonds. Looks natural. If we highlight double too, yeah, negative double, 4+ hearts, 5+ high card points. We don't have hearts, but what we do have is clubs, so we're going to bid those. And partner passes us out. We look to see if 3-no trump was in play, and it's not because of the diamond situation. So we have landed in the correct trump suit. That's always a good thing. And if we count our tricks, we have 8 clubs, and we have 1 heart, and we have 1 spade for 10, which means that our losers are going to be the ace of hearts, the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds. It's possible that we could convince them not to take the ace of diamonds if we do something like the first time we're in, play a spade to the king and hope that they play the wrong suit. Then we would be able to pitch the queen of diamonds on the 3rd round of spades. So a pretty simple hand. And they go ahead and let us win the queen. That's fine. And rather than drawing trump right now, I'm just going to lead a spade right away. Okay, and then they're going to be under pressure to cash their tricks in the right order. Fortunately, they cashed the ace of diamonds. Now, if they make the mistake of playing a second diamond, we're going to get to pitch the 9 of hearts on spades. So the defense has to play hearts now to take that trick. We'll cross our fingers and hope that a non-heart appears from West. Unfortunately, he cashes it. And we ruff the king of diamonds high for 2 reasons. Just to be cute and like you don't want to, it's obviously not going to happen here. But actually I have all the high club spots. Just be careful in situations like these. Like if you can afford to ruff high, don't ruff with the 2. It's very embarrassing when they over ruff with the 3 and like it was totally unnecessary. And we're going to find our claim button. We get a plus score. We are in the right strain. There was no game. These are all good things. But, you know, back to the thought on board 2, it's still a missed opportunity in the fact that we need to beat 400 players and the bots didn't do something ridiculous to give us a top. Okay. We have 14 balanced. This time we don't have the problem of 2 4-card majors. I don't like that we're 4-3-3, but I think I'm going to go ahead and try the effect of opening 1 no trump here. We're not off to a great start, so it's reasonable to shake things up a little bit. We're light by a point, but it's still like a decent description of our hand. And since like nothing magic has happened on the first 3 boards, I'm looking to inject variance here, like within reason. So we'll go ahead and open a no trump, see what happens. Partner bids Stamen. Show that we have spades. It turns out he had hearts. And we await the dummy, which has 11 points. We have 14. So we've gotten to maybe a little bit of a thin game here. We have 25 points. Neither of our opponents can have more than what we've got in our own hand, which is 14. But that doesn't really tell us anything when there's only 15 high card points missing. So if we go to our trick count, we have 4 hearts. We have the ace of clubs and the ace of diamonds gets us to 6. And we have however many spades this produces. And what we'd really like to do is finesse, figure out who has the jack of spades and finesse through them. Right? That's kind of the only thing to this hand. Is the 2 of hearts like make it any more or less likely that a certain person has the jack of spades? I think basically the answer is no. So since it's more convenient for us to lead spades from our hand towards the 10, and again, since we're off to kind of a rough start, I wonder if it makes more sense to play the spades in a non-intuitive way. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like that idea. Kind of like the idea that most people are going to play West for the jack of spades, so we'll play East for the jack of spades. Trying to kind of create a swing here. And you want to play your highest heart here, right? Like from West's perspective, I guess since he didn't beat the 7, this is kind of moot, but in general, you want to be playing your highest card as declare. The idea being you're just trying to hide as much information from the opponents as you possibly can. So we're going to continue with our plan of, oh, jack of spades pops up trick 2, so none of this matters. And we're going to go ahead and power out the ace of spades. And we should reassess our trick inventory at this point. We have 2 spades is 4, 3 hearts is 7. Both minor suit aces are 9. And they have just given us another trick in diamonds. So if we win this with the ace, we can set up the jack of diamonds for a 10th trick. They will have 2 in the process. And there's no suit for like, there's no possibilities in 2 different suits for a squeeze. So we are just going to end up with 10 tricks here. And this should be a pretty good result for us. Again, like nothing all that weird happened except that they gave us a trick in diamonds that we weren't necessarily coming to. So I like this result a good bit. So at this point, 2 spades, 3 hearts, ace of clubs is 6. There's no squeeze, so we're just going to claim 6 more tricks. All right, pass spade on our right. We have 17, semi-balanced with 6-3-2-2. Don't really love the idea of overcalling a no trump with only the ace in their suit. Other than that, it would be a good idea. Like if you gave me something like ace queen of spades, yeah, like say you change the queen of clubs to the queen of spades and the 6 of spades to the 6 of clubs. Now it would be an excellent candidate for a 1 no trump overcall. But I think we're just going to go ahead and bid 2 clubs here. Anytime you're thinking about overcalling 2 of a minor, like possession of a 6th card in the suit is huge. Makes a bunch of borderline, not that this one's a borderline, but makes a bunch of borderline overcalls reasonable if you have a 6th card in the suit. And partner passes us, and there are 6 points and no trump in the dummy. And we know the spades are split 5-1 since East opened a spade. All right. 6 and 17 is 23. That doesn't tell us anything about the opponent's points. We already know exactly what the spade suit is. Now we have 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 1 heart is 4, and however many clubs we can take from king, queen, 9, 6th. And I think the idea here is that we're going to play East to have the ace of clubs and not many times. So I'm just going to play clubs from the bottom, right? And obviously we can go ahead and pull trumps since there's nothing we can do with dummies trumps, being as how there aren't any. Interesting. All right, the opponents still have ace jack third of trump left. And they still have the jack left. And there it is. Possible I should have just, it's not going to matter. I'll just play another diamond. So we still have 2 losers in our paw. There's one. And I guess we'll go ahead and try and ride this to the 10. Hey, it worked. What do you know? That's actually pretty big because it takes us to minus 100 instead of minus 200. Board 6, second act, we have a 12 count with 5-5 shape. Whenever you're 5-5 and you're opening the bidding, you bid the higher of the 2 suits. Pretty much the same thing goes when you're responding. Anytime we're bidding, we're going to be bidding 2 different 5-card suits. You want to start with the higher ranking. All right. Partner bids 2 hearts. It goes 3 diamonds. We have enough shape to compete to 3 hearts, I believe. One thing to say about this bid is, in situations like these, you are always competing based on shape, not on high cards. So what I'm looking at here has nothing to do with the fact that I have 12 high card points versus 13 or 14 or 15. It's all about I've got a shape that is oriented towards offense, right? And the other thing about 3 hearts is it's not invitational, it's not constructive. It is simply saying to partner in English, I would rather play 3 hearts with my cards than defend 3 diamonds. So trick count. Got a bunch of clubs, probably 4 of them. We have the ace of spades, and we have probably 4 trump winners. So it looks like 9 If we lose a trick in hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs, that gives the defense 4. That makes sense. Are they going to be able to do anything nasty to me in trumps? No. When we're in our hand, we want to lead clubs. So if they play 2 rounds of diamonds to begin with, I'm going to go ahead and lead a club to the jack. And they're actually going to do it for me. So I don't think there's any way in the world that he's led a club away from the king here. So I think we're just going to go ahead and go up ace and take the trump finesse. That seems like a good idea. And leading the small card here, not the jack. We're hoping for the miracle layout of East with King X of hearts. But if you lead the jack, what's going to happen is East will cover with the king, and West 10-3 will grow into a trick. So really, leading the jack here can't accomplish anything. And we will now see if we can get lucky enough to bring down the king. We don't. The opponents still have the master trump. And in these situations, if there's not like some timing issue, there's no rush to play the 3rd round of trump, right? They're always getting the king of hearts. There's no timing or entry issue. So we're just going to go about playing clubs now. He wins the king, so we were right about West not having led away from the king of clubs. And at this point, we just have 6 more tricks. There's no hope for a 7th trick. So when we win this, we will claim all the rest of the tricks but 1. And chalk up plus 140 and move on with our life. We deal this time with 12 balanced. Now open a club. Partner bids a heart. We have a very easy 2-heart rebid. And partner bids 3 hearts. This is what some people call the blame transfer. 4 plus hearts, 11 to 12 points. Isn't that cool? Let's see. We're going to think about this in terms of game theory and not like bridge judgment so much. Again, we're trying to beat 400 players here. The way to beat 400 players, especially when you've got that stinker of a board 1 that we've got on the scorecard, is to do things within reason that other players aren't going to be doing. So actually, like in purely a bridge sense, if I were playing this on a Tuesday night and thinking about whether I should bid 4 hearts, I would think to myself like, no, there's nothing to recommend this hand other like outside of the fact that I've opened it. There are no extra values. If we look at losers, we have half a spade, 2 hearts, 1.5 clubs brings us to 4, and 3 diamonds is 7, and 7 is the maximum number of losers for an opening hand. So like on a purely strictly bridge basis, we should be passing 3 hearts here. Given that I get to keep 4 of the 6 best scores, and this is qualifier number 1, and we have a stinker on board 1, I'm going to think instead in terms of what do I think is more likely that the rest of the field will do. Will they play 3 hearts or 4 hearts? And I think if everyone comes to the conclusion that, you know, they probably ought to be playing 3 hearts because there's no way South should accept an invitation here, I want to do the opposite of that. So we're going to bid 4 hearts here purely from a strategic standpoint. There's nothing bridge-wise that makes you want to bid 4 hearts here. All right, if clubs break 3-2, we get 3 clubs. If spades behave, we will get 3 of those, like including the rough and the dummy. And we're going to have to find the queen of hearts. All right. We have 12. Dummy has 9. So like in some sense, we're glad we're in 4 hearts here because probably not a lot of people will be. We have 21 points. The opponents have 19. and not one of them can't have more than 12. So we know the opponent's points are split 12 and 7, or 11 and 8, or 10 and 9. And the king of diamonds opening lead. I'm actually not sure. I think the bots lead ace from ace king, but I could be wrong on that. Anyway, either the king's from king queen or it's from ace king. And we're doing all this because we're hoping to get a better clue about where the queen of hearts is. And we get a very good clue about where the queen of hearts is when he shifts to a trump at trick 2. That's almost surely not away from the queen, right? So West probably has the queen of hearts here. And we need dummies trumps to rough spades. So before we play another round of trump, we are going to tackle the spade suit. We actually have a decent chance at making 4 hearts here. All right, the opponents still have 9, 8, 5 of hearts. A good exercise, like just from a training standpoint, is to lay out, say, 8 cards like this trump suit and see how quick you can get at identifying the missing 5 cards. No chance he would have ducked the king here, so we can just go ahead and play small from our hand. And there's the king of spades. And we don't have any choice but to rough it small. That's very good news. And now if the trumps, if both people follow the king of hearts and the clubs break 3-2, we are going to make this contract. Okay, that's one hurdle. And now just in case, let's see. Spades were 4 and 3 with West and East. Hearts were 2 and 3, which means both opponents had 6 major suit cards. The diamonds were probably 5 and 4, since we only had 4 of them and the opponents never peeped, despite having like almost half the high cards. Which means the clubs are almost surely 3 and 2. If one person were to have a singleton club, I would be inclined to say that it's West, just because East didn't lead a singleton. See if that makes any sense. West had 4 spades, 2 trumps. He only had 1 club that would have given him 6 diamonds. I suppose that makes as much sense as anything. So we are going to go ahead and play West for the hypothetical singleton club. And the way we do that is by leading a club to the king and then a club to the 10. And they pop up with an honor anyway. So we are going to make 4 hearts, and this should be a very, very, very good result for us. And, you know, they get the, we're going to play a 3rd round of clubs here, and then our hand is good. So we're claiming 3 of the 4 remaining tricks. All right, board 8. We have 16 with 5-4-3-1 shape. Partner opens a no trump showing 15 to 17. So we're definitely in the slam range here. Partner bids 2 hearts. What we want to do after that is continue with a natural and game forcing bid of 3 clubs. Partner bids 3 no. And I think what I want to do at this point is issue an invite to slam. Kind of the easiest way to do that's by bidding 4 no trump, and you can see that it says quantitative invite. And we'll have pretty well described our hand here. Slam-ish with 5 hearts and 4 clubs. And partner passes, that's fine. Tricks. Ace of spades. Ace, king, queen of diamonds is 4. If the hearts break 4-2, we're up to 9 with 5 heart tricks. And once we knock out the ace of clubs, we'll have at least 2 club tricks. Pretty much all roads start with setting up our club suit. So we're just going to do that at trick 2. And we're watching for the 10 of clubs here in case it pops up. Okay, so they lead a diamond, which actually gives us a 4th diamond trick and the potential of taking all the diamonds. So we have a lot of different ways we could come up to 12 tricks here. Let's see if there's anything you got to be careful about. I don't think there is. So we win the 10. This is our last entry to hand outside the king of clubs. Is there any reason not to do this? If these hearts aren't running, we might have a spade club squeeze or a spade diamond squeeze. Is there anything wrong with going ahead and cashing the ace of spades for the Vienna coup? I don't think so. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to see if the hearts behave. They do. And we are now up to 8 more tricks with 8 remaining, so we can claim. 3 diamonds, 3 hearts, king, queen of clubs. We're done. Heart opened on our right. We could overcall 2 clubs. I suppose we could overcall a somewhat sick 1 no trump. I think I'm going to stick with the 2 club idea. Again, like I'm not in love with the idea of overcalling 1 no trump with king X as my stopper, if there's a reasonable alternative. All right, looks like we're glad that we didn't overcall 1 no trump, as West appears to have some points. And had we overcalled 1 no trump, they probably would have just doubled us and set us about 4. All right, so it goes 4 spades, and we're going to be on defense. And that is a nice hand. So he plays the jack of diamonds at trick 1. That's interesting. What is going on here? The bot showing a sense of humor at trick 1. And why did he do that rather than rough it? Strange, strange, strange. Well, if he doesn't want to do that, could there be any harm from playing 3 rounds of clubs here? Played a 2nd round of clubs, and he buttered that. The queen would grow up. He doesn't want to rough. It's so weird. I wonder if it's right just to play a trump. I think I like that idea. And now we got to be worried that any diamond trick we might have coming is going away on hearts. So I'm going to shift to diamonds now. And let's see, it's a diamond, he has 2 clubs. What if we played another heart right now? The dummy, does that make any sense? What if we played another club right now? I think we're going to try that. And we don't have any more tricks here. And we're going to check our double dummy here just to make sure there wasn't anything we could do. So a heart lead by partner would have beaten it. Interesting. We'll have to think about that later. Well, did it matter what we did at trick 2? We can actually beat it by cashing the ace of diamonds. Or playing a trump, which is what we did. And at that point, he was supposed to be down 2. We played the ace of diamonds. And then we had to continue with a trump, which we didn't do. Why did I cash the ace of clubs? Weird. Okay. Moving on. 10, 13, club. And we're going to rebid 1 no. 2 no by partner. We'll go ahead and pass that. Looks like 2 spades, 2 hearts, 4 clubs is 8. And we hope they don't shift to diamonds here. And we're just going to claim our 6 more tricks, move on with our life. 8, 11, 12, balanced. We have the club. So heart, a spade, pass by us. 2 spades. Ugh. I guess we'll make a takeout double. Partner's 3 diamonds. That's good for us. Okay, it's only 50 a trick. And I guess we'll just power out clubs. Now we play our good clubs, and they're going to come to a trump and a heart. Well, actually, there's no entry back to the dummy, so they're going to come to 2 hearts. Yeah. And here's the last board of the set. We have 19, opening a spade. Part of it's a no trump. We come back with 3 spades. Is that enough? 1, 2, not enough. So we're going to fake a jump shift here, I think, with 3 clubs. And correct 3 no to 4 spades. And jack and a trump. What a partner. 4 diamonds, 5 spades is 9. Ace king of clubs is 11. And a heart will be 12, but they get 2 bullets in the time in the process. So we're going to be making 5 here unless we suffer a rough. High from the short side. They have 1 trump remaining. High from the short side, pull the trump, and claim. And do something cute like pitch the king of hearts. All right, let's see how we did here. Should give us a provisional score. $39.97. Pretty. So basically what we have now is 5 qualifying tournaments left. We're going to have to get our best score in 4. And I will make a video about the second one I play later on after some Stratomatic baseball. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Talk to you soon.